BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor and take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward. Let's get into it. On today's episode of the BTB Project. In today's BTB short, we're going to be diving deep into the world of peak performance. Whether you're an athlete striving for greatness on the field or an ambitious individual chasing your dreams in life, this episode is packed with insights that will fuel your journey to success. We'll explore the power of mindset and the importance of physical well-being and the art of setting goals and crafting actionable plans. We will uncover secrets of time management, resilience, and the consistent pursuit of knowledge. Then we'll delve into the significance of effective communication and collaboration and discipline needed for lasting success. As always, impossible's nothing, and let's get into it.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Coleman Gerhardt. A former athlete and motivational coach, I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
Striving to be the best in each and every aspect of your life always comes with its set of challenges. And on today's BTB short, we're going to be discussing peak performance. And this is often a subject that I am asked about by clients and teams when it comes to trying to compete at the highest level in their respective sport, but also to have that same type of mindset throughout life and in your professional career. And what I want to dive into is 7 different topics that are around peak performance and what can really help you understand some of the science and habits that coincide with someone who is peaking at the time that they want to perform. So the journey that applies to peak performance, as I mentioned, not only happens in sport, but also in life's grand endeavors. Whether you're striving to reach the pinnacle in your athletic achievement or aiming for success in your personal and professional life, these principles will hold power to the transformation to your path to greatness. The first one I want to dive into is mindset and mental preparation. Most of the time that I'm working with somebody, we walk through exercises of visualization, closing our eyes, visualizing ourselves peaking in a particular tournament, peaking in a particular match, being able to see it before it happens, because our mind is such a powerful tool. Our brain connected to our nervous system, our spinal cord, everything that coincides to making things happen physically in our body starts with our thoughts. And being able to cultivate a mindset of belief not only helps with your ability to achieve that, but it also allows you to practice positive self-talk. And your mental state is probably 99% of the biggest difference for you to either accomplish or not accomplish what you're trying to do. Being able to have a positive mindset, especially when the going gets tough. I mean, I remember when I was peaking doing, tennis at a high level in college, it was a 18-month period where all of this work that I put in from the age of 14 up to, 19, 20, it was just amazing to me that 5-6 years of work led to this small window of when I was playing at the highest level and I was peaking, but all of those times before it actually happened, the positive mindset, visualizing it happening, actually having it manifest was something that was just so awesome, because many times when we go down that negative route, that, having those thoughts that derail us from our goals and ambitions, that can be the biggest barrier between the length of time that it takes to get to your peak performance state. And also too, being able to understand that every time you have that negative thought, no matter how much traction you've made through positive affirmation, positive thought towards that peak performance goal, it's going to set you back. So being able to go on more of that hockey stick type of trajectory, you have to be able to tap into those moments of mindset and mental preparation. The next one I want to talk about is physical well-being. You've heard on my previous episodes about the transformation I made physically after high school, losing 100 pounds in 13 months. Being able to have your body in a peak performance state is critical to be able to do not only the goals that you have, but also to prevent injury, to allow longevity in your life long after your peak performance in sports, and then pursuing your peak performance in career and in life. And your body outside of your mind is the most important tool. Prioritizing your physical health through regular exercise, nutrition, ample rest, being able to get that 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, and always understand that a well-tuned body is the foundation of peak performance. We are made in these amazing images, and our bodies are a temple, and being able to take care of that, to nourish it, to foster it, to cultivate it, is absolutely part of the equation when it comes to peaking and reaching our maximum potential. Goal setting and planning. This is something that we talk about a lot, not only in one-to-one sessions that I have with clients, but on several episodes of the podcast in the past. We make sure, I hope you understand, that I love big goals. I love being ambitious. I love striving and going after impossible is nothing. Now, impossible is nothing always is going to have an asterisk next to it, because what is the foundation that's going into that goal setting? Is your mind right? Is your body becoming right? Are you giving yourself those positive affirmations? And then through that foundation, you go into your goal setting and planning. And that's when you're setting clear, attainable goals and you're crafting actionable plans to reach them. One of the biggest things that I learned in college was doing an internship at a former strength and conditioning facility. And I got to learn from a coach this concept of periodization. And periodization is when you are creating a plan that literally is designed to train you to where you peak at a particular time within that plan. So for instance, if you have a soccer tournament that's 3 months from now, the periodization program is going to have the first 1 and 2 months be pretty rigorous, pretty demanding when it comes to that training. But then as you get into that 3rd month right before the competition, you're going to have a tapering period. Tapering means that you're going to kind of scale down from those training sessions that are rigorous, those training sessions that are demanding, to get your body to prepare itself for the actual competition. So this idea of periodization and then tapering to your peak performance opportunity is a tremendous way, as you're goal setting and planning, to go after those peak performance goals. Time management and prioritization. We are a byproduct of how we spend our time. I always say that when no one's watching, that's when you get really good. So what are you doing throughout the day? You know, everybody can have a good expression when they're in front of their coach or in front of their employer, but when you're on your own and being able to keep track of those goals, to be able to maintain that mental clarity, to be able to treat your body with respect, with what you're eating, how you're training, and that ability to manage your time in a way that's constantly reflecting back to the goals and the visualization that you are putting into your mind allows that peak performance state to come sooner rather than later. And especially when you're in that peak performance state, being able to manage your time when it comes to maintaining it is absolutely critical. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you staying hydrated? Are you continuing to put yourself in corrective exercises and injury recovery that allows your body to maintain that level for the longest period possible based off of the goals that you set? When it comes to these types of peak performance opportunities, there's always going to come stress and anxiety, right? So stress management and resilience is another piece that needs to be in place as you're going after peak performance, because life can throw you a ton of curveballs. But your ability to manage stress and bounce back from those setbacks is what defines true resilience. Resiliency is something that I certainly can relate to. And I believe that being in that kind of fight or flight resiliency mode is something that is healthy to a certain extent, but it's not always something that you should be tapping into for a long period of time. But having those moments of reflection and understanding where you've been and where you want to go, and allowing these moments of stress to be something that is really an encouragement, kind of a feather in the hat per se, of being able to understand where you've been, where you want to go, and the stress, the perseverance, the resiliency to overcome the training that you're putting in, the time that you're putting in, the sacrifice that you're putting in, allows you to have those peak performance moments be more meaningful, not only when you get there, but when you truly accomplish your goal. Continuous learning and adaptability. This one is huge, because being able to learn always, if I can give any advice to anybody, it's stay curious. When it comes to the training programs that you're creating, I want you to figure out ways to tweak, adapt, and adjust, because that's what our bodies are doing each and every day. And having the ability to continue to foster the knowledge that's coming into your mind and using that to create either, a positive affirmation or a physical outcome that helps peak you at the right time in your performance is key. I'm always trying to learn each and every day. And there's an old saying that is pretty simple in your adult life, and that is, you're either in a state of earning or you're in a state of learning. Sometimes failures and setbacks can be deemed as a huge loss in life, but I believe those are the moments where you truly have learning opportunities that might seem like it could derail you, but it could actually be the coal to the fire in your freight train to allow you to keep going and to do things you could never possibly imagine. Being able to effectively communicate and collaborate. I love being able to help people with their individual goals, to help them peak at the right time for whatever respective sport that they're playing. But the power of collaboration, the power of doing it in a group, the power of a team, the power of helping one another is really not just something that happens in sports, but it's something that's a huge contributor to life. And success often involves working with others and cultivating the effective communication skills to foster the team that you're involved in and the teamwork that you're a part of. And each and every one of us can achieve more than you could ever imagine by not doing it alone. I'm going to say that one more time. Almost all of us can experience and accomplish more things than we could ever imagine when we don't do it on our own. And lastly, consistency and discipline. When it comes to peak performance and getting to that mountaintop and to maintain the mountaintop for the longest period possible, you're going to have to be consistent and you're going to have to be disciplined. Being able to understand that performance is not a one-time achievement, it's a way of life. And consistency and discipline allows you to stay on a path that is long-lasting and full of success. Whether you're an athlete chasing after a championship or an individual just, pursuing anything that comes with professional or career goals, remember the pursuit of peak performance is not just about reaching the summit. It's about the journey. It's about the growth. It's about the transformation that occurs along the way. In these episodes of the BTB project, most of the guests that come on are people that are talking about the journey. As much as peak performance is something that we all strive for and want to have, It's the journey that gets us there that is truly remarkable. Remember, in your own personal quest of excellence, don't forget the words of Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but it's a habit. Make excellence your habit. And together as a BTB community, we can inspire, we can impact to not only help our lives, but those that we touch in this extraordinary journey. I am proud of each and every one of you. I appreciate you checking out today's episode. Listen, if this is an episode that inspired you, if you are encouraged to go after your peak performance or have a family member or a friend that's looking to do the same, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB Project. Give this episode a share to that person. Tell them why the episode impacted them and develop that community within yourself to do things that you never thought you can do. Impossible is nothing. And until the next time, take care.